am here in Jamaica. It look like Independence Station deal. But there's something that says, show me a company, Courtney. Show me a company, Jamaica. The allegations is that Mr. Bell already is on station bail. Can the JCF confirm if there's any truth to this argument? Can the JCF confirm if there's any truth to this argument? He's only charged for grievously bodily harm, you know. You remember when the Uptown lady say, yesterday this Uptown labor right lady did say Jamaica. You remember what she said? Grievously bodily harm. Yeah, one charge. And they are going to try to spin it that is truly him drunk. But was he truly drunk? Where is the toxicology report? Where is the toxicology report, Courtney?
Ask them again.
Where is the toxicology report?
Yeah, they never do that.
Drunk and driving, if I saw lose him license, lose him gun, where's the breathalyzer test that was to be done? I don't think he was drunk, Jamaica.
Drunky man will ask her.
I don't think he was drunk.
Wicked.
Another nurse called over Bradley today, you know. Another nurse called over Bradley and explained how she herself was a victim to this man, you know.
See a man.
Yes. Another nurse. Listen to what the nurse said over Bradley today, Jamaica. Listen to this. Mighty God. I don't think he was drunk.
The man seen in a video assaulting a nurse in Mount Airy, St. Andrew, had reportedly dragged the woman from her car and spat in her face twice before further assaulting her. The uncle of the nurse, who requested that his name be withheld, spoke with Nationwide News on Friday. He told our news center that the accused man was blocking traffic and appeared drunk when his niece was attacked. Dana Davey reports.
The incident took place on Mount Friendship Road, Mount Airy, on Tuesday evening at about 7. According to the uncle, his niece, who is in her mid-30s, was on her way to work at a corporate area hospital. He says upon reaching a section of the roadway, she encountered a motorist driving recklessly ahead of her in a Mercedes-Benz.
So when she coming down, the Benz in front of her and the man a drive away in the road. So coming down now, it's like him a go in the middle of the road and out and him call like him drunk. And he stop and talk to somebody. So she said she had two her hand and I say, oh, you can pull over for me me late to work, so if you can pull over, make me pass. Me said the man get, I say, who is that? Who is that? Huh? Who is that? A blow. And he come out.
The uncle says the man got out of the Benz and approached his niece as she sat in the car. He says the man spat in his niece's face before dragging her from the vehicle.
He come out and get angry and spit in her face. So she says she'll fling a bucket of water upon him and he spit in her face again. 2 times he spit in her face. He jar out of the vehicle and start assault her and lift her, fling her gun upon her back and a step in her face and back gun upon her. And the gun drop and a man take up the gun.
The uncle says the incident has left his niece traumatized.
She said, "Put me lick the vehicle, so him that kill me." The uncle I said, "Bossy, stop, you can't do the girl." So then try to hold him or nothing. Because you see the one who have the gun, you see him wrestle with him to get back the gun from him. In the video. Yeah, she ball for her shoulder and her neck. Because remember saying walk in her face, you know. She get released, but she still have pain with her hand and thing. So I don't know, she got traumatized because all her foot bottom cut up because she not driving her shoes.
A report was made to the police and the man was arrested. He remains in custody this afternoon. Dana Davy for Nationwide News.
I don't know if him really remain in custody, Courtney. I don't know if him remain in custody. I don't know if he was charged for the use of his gun, because the charge was assault for occasionally bodily harm. Me never hear about no charge relating to gun. Will the F.L.A. take his firearm from him?
Dangerous man that.
This man and already has started getting antecedents. Mr. Bell, is there any truth that you also abuse your wife? Because Jamaica, the way in which he dealt with that woman, say, Miss Winnie, call me. The way in which he dealt with that woman is very suggestive that he's abusive. One charge in a Courtney.
One.
Jamaica, after what he did to the nurse, the people them up at Eric tell me about your ways. Them say you beat your wife. Them say you beat your wife, Mr. Bell or whatsoever. But I'm not surprised by who is your friend. Courtney, look at who I am, my friend. Look now.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Yes, right, friend.
Is it friend? You don't see that man?
Same smile. I'm friend.
Courtney!
Yes, teacher. Believe you. I'm friend.
Jamaica, you don't see the Prime Minister don't condemn it.
Yes.
Have you heard an utterance from the Prime Minister in the last 24 hours to what has happened to the nurse?
What the tough time?
Tough time come out, but it come out since evening. But as the Prime Minister of this country, a civil servant was attacked. And no word from the Prime Minister. Go and say it again. A member of the public service was attacked. Viciously, brutally, almost lose her life. Where is Babsy Grange? I have heard from members of the opposition. I've heard from Patricia Duncan Sutherland. Where is the opposition? No, not the opposition. Oh, I'm talking about them in the opposition, because in the next 90 days, them in the opposition. Where is the private sector organization of Jamaica? Where is the church? And the Firearm Licenses Authority should immediately take away his firearm. Jamaica, I want to ask you tonight. Having reviewed the video. Producer, can you play back the video, please? Having reviewed the video, the nurse never, imagine him spit all in her face, Courtney. He spat in her face, Jamaica. He spat in her face. And the women of Jamaica are silent. The Nurses Association of Jamaica says that on Monday, they'll be demonstrating.
Yeah.
Imagine the man. That's what he did. An affiliate of the Prime Minister. A friend of the Prime Minister. Can you believe the cry of a nurse?
How's you feel, man?
The cry of a nurse.
You sure?
She works at the university hospital.
How you feel? Yeah,
The cry of a nurse, Jamaica. And there's no widespread condemnation by the authorities. Mm. The cry of a nurse. Had that been
inner city youth,
an inner city youth who did that, what would have been the word?
meet that maker.
Meet that maker. No judge, you know.
I don't want to kill
And
you.
it would have been said, I don't want to kill you. It's just the truth.
People fuck and shoot.
But because them come from the upper echelon of society,
Yeah.
because them come from the upper echelon of society,
I said money tete.
because they come from the upper echelon of society, these people do these things and they get away with them. But this demonstrates the multifaceted or the multitude of the Jamaican strata, where Mr. Man up there can do the same thing like Courtney or me. Jamaica, I'm not opening any phone lines at this time because I have a power packed program tonight. But the classism in this country, the classism in this country.
Plantation, I said,
But I remind Jamaica many times about a literature book that I loved called what? Animal Farm. All, repeat after me, Jamaica. All animals are equal.
all animals are equal.
But some are more equal than others.
But some are more equal than others. Animal Farm.
All animals are equal.
But
this swine,
same face.
this bull, Jamaica, this bully, Jamaica, he must get no bail.
None at all.
He must be in that prison. He must suffer in that prison. Imagine how many women he has done this to or other things. Jamaica, he must be condemned. You heard what I said, Jamaica? It ought to be condemned. When I see these things, I simply say, people of my beloved island, land of my birth, this cannot continue. You hear me say to tonight? This cannot continue. Cannot continue. Cannot continue. And people expect me to burn the hottest fire tonight. I want the people of Jamaica, with the kind of advocacy and fire I burn each day, I want the people of Jamaica to turn up the advocacy. The nurses, can you imagine he did this to a nurse? So he has no respect for the uniform. Even if the nurse did him something, worst case scenario, he spit in her face. He drew her out. He pushed her to the ground. He stepped in her neck, in her face. He pulled his gun. So I want to know tonight, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, are you satisfied with the charge that was granted to the man? Or will this be sent? And you know what I'm going to say, Jamaica? The business that he owns, he must feel it, Courtney. The business that he owns, this alleged Cosmo Tours. Who does Cosmo Tours provide tour services for? This Cosmo Tours Jamaica. This Cosmo Tours. This Cosmo Tours. He must feel it, Jamaica. Feel it. You all know what I'm saying tonight. You all know what I'm saying tonight. And as a matter of fact, I want to know what was really happening up here. But a lot of these men, a lot of these abusers, it's a syndicate of them. They say they see women as spawn and they can get away with what they do. I'm going to say tonight, people of Jamaica, we have the power. This man must be taught a lesson. This man, a precedent must be set. A precedent. But you know why a precedent can't set? Parliamentarians do it to their wife and nothing no come out of it.
Ball out! Whoa! Yo, yo, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help.
Parliamentarians get away with these things. You remember the allegations against the parliamentarian in Westmoreland? And the parliamentarian is going back into the parliament. You remember the allegations against the parliamentarian who took up the stool and beat his then common law, who is now his wife, and what came out of it? He's back on the ballot going into a what? And another election. People of Jamaica. People of Jamaica, I will say this to you. I remember in 2023, a co-host of mine on this platform spoke something. And many argue, and many condemn him. And the entire established court of society come down on him. And the acts of violence perpetrated towards the nurse. Where is that level of outrage? Now go say it again, Jamaica. Courtney, you remember what I talk about? A co-host of mine was on a program on a Friday night, and he spoke something through expression of speech, and they said it was misogynistic. And all of them who claims that them are morally inclined came out and condemned it. Where is that level of condemnation? Where is that level of outrage? Where is that level of advocacy? Where is that level to say this man must be stopped? Where is that level, Jamaica? Honestly, when I talk about call the hypocrisy in this land. You see the kind of hypocrisy in this land. The selective hypocrisy in this land. And one of our nurses who must care and protect in the dilapidated hospitals, the overrun hospitals. The long hours, the underpay. When them forget them overtime, they go through so much. Piece of pay, there's a piece of pay, there's a. When they look,
What can go so?
Jamaica. Jamaica, what is good for the goose is good for the gander.